discussion of my first film, I want to open with an excerpt from the book Gimp, written by Mark Zupan. In it, he talks about the first time he tried to masturbate after an accident that left him quadriplegic. I must have yanked myself for close to an hour before I got close to climaxing. That's when things got a little hectic. Suddenly, I started to sweat profusely and I had goosebumps on my arms. My chest tightened and I had trouble breathing. My skin went cold and someone was banging gongs in my head and my vision blurred. I got worried and wondered if I should quit. Beating off had never felt like this before. I knew something was wrong with me, but I kept going. I had to know if my dick still worked. When I finally ejaculated, my entire body started to spasm. I thought I might be having a heart attack, and I almost grabbed the phone and called 911. When you think about it, it doesn't sound all that uncommon. Many people attribute this level of sexual curiosity, that which is nearly to the point of physical harm, to men. But in this case, it was different. Mark needed to know that he still had sexual function in order to feel complete, to feel whole, to feel like a man. There's a whole scene about this topic in the 2004 documentary Murderball. In it, several of the guys on the team talk about their experiences with sex, how it changed their relationships with women, and even features scenes from a popular instructional video on how to have sex with quadriplegics. One of the more serious parts of the scene features Andy, one of the younger members of the team, talking about his first time picking up a woman in a bar after his accident, taking her home, and having sex. For men who've been treated as second-class citizens, despite being world-class athletes, this is a huge achievement for Andy, for all of them. In our discussion of characteristics of masculine characters, we brought up the trait of aggressiveness. Mark Zupan, as well as the rest of the members of the quad rugby team, definitely fall into this category. While recovering from debilitating and life-changing injuries, they went forth and got themselves involved in a sport so aggressive and angry, they actually call it Murderball. Their next great challenge was to channel that aggression and tenacity into rebuilding their sex lives. In overcoming that challenge and adapting it in their new lives, they proved themselves to be truly masculine. Sexuality proves to be an important topic in my second film, 1967's Bonnie and Clyde. In the true story of Bonnie and Clyde, Clyde Barrow was rumored to be bisexual. In the Hollywood tradition of leaving out issues of sexuality, and also because of the codes of the day, codes that were interestingly changed a year later, he was made impotent instead. Why impotent? Most likely it was in the interest of sparking discussion about gender roles. In many ways, Bonnie proves herself to be as much of a traditionally defined man as Clyde. In one of my previous masculinity classes, we identified that one way of discerning masculinity is to look at it in comparison to femininity. In this way, we can find Clyde more masculine because Bonnie is less masculine. This is especially true at the beginning, before she grows comfortable robbing banks. Similarly, Bonnie can appear more masculine at times in comparison to Clyde. Because of his impotence, this is true in scenes in which sexual issues arise. But this particular scene in question is not about either of them. It's about Buck Barrow, Clyde's brother, played by Gene Hackman. Soon after joining up with the Barrow gang, he participates in his first robbery. It is a bumbling affair, but only on Buck's part. Clyde, as usual, is cool and collected. Bonnie, too, plays the part well, clearly seasoned as a criminal at this point. It is Buck that seems hesitant, unsure, and insecure as he falls over counters, even stealing a woman's glasses, claiming them as a gift for his wife, waiting in the car. It is also to note that his wife, unlike Bonnie, has taken a side role, waiting instead of being more hands-on in the process. Bonnie's masculine characteristics are cemented in the last words in the scene when Buck yells while leaving the bank, "We're the Barrow Boys." In robberies, as far as anyone involved is concerned, Bonnie has become one of the boys, and the woman, by comparison and negation of the characteristics we were given, is Buck.